authority to decide whether the question is a part of it's not advised under the norm of house and disallow any question part. Lok Sabha questions like question repetitive have been answered previously, and the matter of pending judgment and the matter of order consideration before parliamentary committee. Consider the following like it's required president assent for the state notifying changes OBC category. So presidential assent is not required. Reservation should be cross 50% limits. Next situation will be peculiar for the condition to the relax the rule. And 342A is introduction 102 constitution amendment require the presidential assent for state notifying the OBC committee. So B is the answer. E incorrect. A is right. According to Indasani, under the no circumstances the limits or it can be changed. Okay. Now consider the following like nominated member of the Rajya Sabha have the same rights of privilege elected member of Rajya Sabha. Nominated member of Rajya Sabha are subjected to disqualification if they join a political party 6 months of being nominated in the House. 1985 is the 10th schedule known the anti-defection law was added to constitution. The law specifies under which the changing political party and law covered the three type of sections of MP switching member elected political party voluntary give up and the house country wishes to party. The second possibly MP who has won his an independent candidate after the election join political party. In both instances the MP loses the seats in the house on the changing party. In the third scenario reached to nominated MP. In this case the within 6 months of being nominated to house they are choose to be the political party. Next one is privilege motion. So it can be moved only in Lok Sabha. That's not true. Parliamentary privileges are certain rights and immunity enjoyed by the member individually and collectively, so they can effectively discharge their functions. And these rights can be immunity discharged. The offence is called the breach of privilege and punishable under the law of Parliament. Notice is moved in the form of motion by the member of either House of Parliament. So a member may, with the consent of the Speaker, Chairperson, raise the question on breach of privileges. A notice should be relating to an incident or recent occurrence and should needs to intervention of House. The Speaker Chairman first level of scrutiny and Speaker Chairman decide the privilege motion. So it can be more only Lok Sabha. It's not right. The Speaker is first level scrutiny and any notice should be relating to an incident of recent occurrence. Consider the following statements. So state government have absolute power to keep the Central Bureau of Investigation from the investigation crime aside the state. So it's not correct. State government has not absolute power. Union government has absolute power to keep Central Bureau from the investigation of crime. CBI prop cases concerning any of the central subject enumerated in the Union list of 7 schedule of Constitution. Consider the following statement regarding the President rule. Every proclamation president rule must be approved by both the House of Parliament within a stipulated time, and its issue and its the president can act either on a report governor of the state or otherwise too. So the proclamation imposing president rule must be approved by both the House of Parliament within the 2 months, not the 1 month. Okay, and it cannot be imposed without the written recommendation of government of concerned states. Consider the following statement regarding the administration of union territory. Every union territory is administered by the president acting through an administration appointed by him. And okay, and the administrative union territory is agent of president and heads of state like the governor. Okay, so every union territory is administered by the president acting through the administration appointed by him. It's not true. Acting for the administrator appointed by him. Consider the following statement. Anti-defection law. So it's a legislation. No circumstances can be without the risk of disqualification, and the provision allow the party to merge into another party provided that at least 2/3 of it in favor to the merger. So 2 is correct, but 1 is incorrect. Legislation is no circumstances can change their party without the risk of disqualification. So it's a circumstances can change their party without the risk of disqualification. May change the party without the risk of disqualification in certain circumstances. The law allow a party to merge into another party provided that at least 2/3 of its are in favor of merger. In such scenario, neither the member who decide the merger nor the one who say will be original party of disqualification. History. Which of the following primarily led to Indian education system? So there is a Macaulay, Woods and Sadler. Simon is not there. Consider the following statement. Goa came to under Portugal rules and major part of the India was ruled by the Mughal, and Operation Vijay is for the military, which is territory of Goa. Goa was liberated from Portuguese rule soon after the Indian independence. It's not true. So Goa came under Portugal rule, with the major part of the country was ruled by the Mughal. Now, the Red Fort built during the Shah Jahan mid 17th century. Red Fort was designed UNESCO World Heritage Site in the Red Fort. Akbar was the last Mughal emperor of the occupied Red Fort. Not true. So Bahadur Shah Jafar was the Mughal emperor who was the last in the occupying the Red Forts, and Red Fort UNESCO World Heritage Site and designed to the Shah Jahan mid 17th century. Recently, Ministry of Narendra Modi inaugurated Kushinagara International Airport, Uttar Pradesh. It is an international airport to the believed Gautam Buddha delivered his last sermon. That's not true. But present Kushinagara Island, Kushinagara Mala in 16th century, and Kushinagara among the places where the Buddha depicted the reclining forms. That's true. So it says Gautam Buddha attained the Mahaparinirvana after the death, and Kushinagara is the capital of Malla, which is one of the 16 Mahajanpada, and Buddha is depicted in reclining form. So reclining form. Okay, it's a Buddha during last sermon in Vaishali. Kangri traditional heater comprises its wicket basket has been mainly used in its Jammu and Kashmir. So the Kangri, a traditional portable and movable heater that Kashmiri keeps in their warm woolen coats keep in themselves warm in force. Now consider the following statement regarding this is Satara dance. So Satara is the monastery in the 16th century. Neo-Vaishnavite and movement started Vaishnavites, and during the Ahom reign most of Satara across the Assam was destroyed. That's not true. But there was Satara established center religious, social, cultural reform. That's true. So they are the Satara reformist movement, Sri Shankar Devas, and the worship through art, approach to the music, dance, and theatre. During the Ahom reign, the Satara received lot of donation from the land and money from the king. Now agriculture is there. So the central first is the central government set minimum support price and account for paid cost and seeds, fertilizer, pesticides, unpaid family labor, and there is currently no statutory breaking to MSP nor any law mandate, and the central government procure almost all the wheats and rice throughout the MSP. That's not true. Okay. Now, how can government ensure that the food crop are procured at the guaranteed minimum support price? So there is a forcing private trader, and government undertake procurement MSP agencies such as Food Corporation of India and price deficiency payment, all of three. So union government enact legislation conferring mandate status MSP is being indicative. So the first is forcing private traders, and by government undertaking procurement MSP, Food Corporation of India, National Agriculture Cooperative Marketing, and NAFED, and the Cotton Corporation of India guarantee MSP is the via price deficiency payment, and its government either directly purchase or no forced to pay. Instead, it allow all sale by the farmers, and farmers are simply paid the difference between the government MSP